She's watching.
That's the watch.
Oh my gosh, all the food and let everyone go at once.
It's the same
Food. First mountain.
It isn't.
So they're getting their coat right here.
Yeah.
That would be a lot. My parents watched more.
We the Zoom link that, or the YouTube link that was originally sent out got broken, and so they're making a new YouTube link, and so it's available if someone searches for the SMU Vet SAVMA YouTube personality, they'll find the link there. Jacob's also going to put the new link in the comments of the other video. So if you have anyone at home that's watching, you might need a little extra help navigating there. Now's the time to text. Sorry about that.
Okay. Brian, our long lost classmate. He was still awake a couple minutes ago.
Apparently they're due. When I was on the
Yeah. Yeah, we're on.
Okay.
We're muted, but we're on.
Did you get the time?
Thank you.
Yeah, he's already back.
He said, I don't need to do this.
He's already back. Watch me.
That's a very good question.
I'll find out.
I just want
I was trying to take pictures.
Was it kind of practice? I know.
I
practiced yesterday and I started tearing. I was like, I'm just by myself. I was practicing. You better cry too. Don't ruin your little. Good, I hope you do.
I put.
Me too.
Well, that was smart. Girl did. Yeah.
Alrighty, the hour is right, the weather is fair. Welcome everybody to our welcome ceremony for spring 2024. Thank you so much for coming out. My name is Dr. Ben Stading. I'm the assistant dean of students here, and I got to torture these guys with virology and some clinical skills courses through the years. So yes, I thank you so much for coming all the way down to the island to celebrate these wonderful students. It's been my pleasure to work with them for the past 2 1/3 years-ish. And we are very happy to now send them off to do their thing at their clinics. So we are going to start off the ceremony today with our keynote speaker, Dr. Julie White. Julie White is our resident herky pathologist, and she's going to invite us to
Yeah, they'll be right there. I do, of course, you know I got it.
Which one do I lose?
Oh, I'm like. Okay, hello everyone. First of all, I'd like to welcome friends and family of the White Coat recipients here today to the island. And if you have, many of you have been here previously, I'm sure, but for those of you that haven't been here, I hope you've scheduled some time to really enjoy the beauty of Grand Canyon, because it is an amazing place, paradise for sure. So, secondly, I'd like to say how honored I am to have been asked by this wonderful class to be their keynote speaker today. I'm not sure why they would have asked me, but I have a theory that it might be because we started together, and that's what I'm going to talk about that here in a moment. So our relationship, like I said, is a bit unique because we all kind of started, or most of them started on at the same time that I did on the island. So I remember the first day of orientation very clearly, how we were kind of all in this room together. And I think all of us were thinking at that time, did I make the right decision? Am I going to be able to do this? You know, this was my first full-time teaching experience at a vet school. And so I understandably was a little bit nervous. But then when I looked out on that sea of faces around me, I realized we were all kind of nervous. And I'm like, we can get through this together. It will be okay. So, and then I listened carefully as each student introduced themselves and told where they were from. And I made a mental note, okay, I'm going to remember everybody's names. Even though I'm not going to teach them for 2 semesters, I'm still going to remember their names. And that worked pretty well for that when they all came on in 3rd semester for Path 1. But then I didn't have to worry that I wasn't going to remember their names, because some of them became very memorable very quickly, and some in a good way and some in a not so good way. But we're gonna talk about that, because I already warned them a little bit at the beginning of this that there's going to be a bit of roasting going on here, and then at the end I'll make it all good, I promise. So, but that is one of the things I really have enjoyed about teaching here, is you really get to know the students as individuals, right? And I've always said I would never want to teach in a vet school where there's 100 students per class, because then they're just all an anonymous number, right? And you really don't get to know them as individuals. And one of the things that's most rewarding, at least for me as an instructor, is to be able to mentor them, to help them, to cheer them on, to be able to encourage them. And that's been truly, the most rewarding thing about being here. All right, so in preparation for this address, I racked my brain to come up with some pearls of wisdom to share as my parting words for you all, and also to express how special my time with you has been. I decided to do a nice mix of funny, like I said, kind of roasting at the beginning, and then serious at the end to do the trick. So, laughter through tears is a good thing, right? So that's kind of what I was going for. So I called upon the class, each member of the class, to provide me with photos and anecdotes from each of their classmates. And so not all of the class knows the photos that are going to be shown or the stories that are going to be told. So that will kind of help it be even more fun. Okay, so we're going to go through each student one by one first. Okay, so here's Sarah. So I think Sarah should get the award for the cutest photos. I mean, come on, look at that face. Like, who would have loved that? So I was actually beginning to worry about Sarah, because I hadn't received any photos of Sarah until late last night. Then I sent out a final plea, took her off the email, sent out a final plea, and then all of a sudden I was inundated with lots of cute Sarah photos. So these are the ones that I selected. Next is Brian. So Brian, what can I say? I guess it depends on how much time you guys all have and how long you'd like to be here. Brian is certainly known for saying a lot, both outside of class as well as during lectures, which has gotten him in trouble in the past. But we love you, Brian, and we will certainly miss your smile, if not your disruptive nature. And how blessed you are to be the only rooster in the hen house with all these beautiful lady future veterinarians. And so I feel that this photo best represents your position in the class. All right, next we have Elena. So for Elena, last night when I was in my desperate I need photos, I reached out and threatened the people whose photos I had not received yet to put up their class photo and it's really bad. Okay? It is so bad you can't even recognize who it is most of the time. So like when you're starting the beginning of the semester, you're looking at the photos and you're like, none of these people look like this. Who are these people? So poor Elena was desperate, obviously, and she sent me the photo on the left because she thought that would be better than the class photo. So that should give you an idea how truly bad the class photo is. So then someone kindly sent the one on the right. Although I think the one on the left makes her look more badass. So the next one is Jackie. So I am so in awe of Jackie and her story. So briefly, she and her husband used to own a bookstore in the US. And once her daughter reached the old enough age to move down here, her husband was like, okay, we're going to sell the business and we're going to come down here and you're going to get to live out your dream. So that was very touching to me when I heard about that. And so what a wonderful supportive family that she had. I think we should all give her family a round of applause. The Agouti on the right was not originally a member of their family. However, one of their first dates when they were here, the Agouti came onto their porch and Jackie was like, what is that? And then she quickly found out that it is also known as a rabbit on Cayman. And I guess it's because their hind legs are so long, but it's a type of rodent that exists on the island. Some people eat them and they say they're delicious, but I don't think you've eaten this one, right? Still not just checking. All right, and next we have Victoria. So Jessica sent this picture to me of Victoria. Jessica lives with Victoria, and Victoria was terrified of chickens at first, like just completely terrified of them. And so then they got this little chick that they ended up raising, and they named it Chicken. Really original, guys. Way to go. Yay, you. But Chicken showed Victoria that chickens are not so scary. And this little girl actually thinks she's a parrot, as you can see, because she likes to get on people's shoulders. And Miss Chanel, so another chicken lover, apparently also known as a chicken whisperer to some of her classmates.
What can I say?
There was a lab that they did one day out at the CTF, and the chickens all kind of escaped. And Chanel was actually really good at rounding them up, so that she earned the term chicken whisperer because of that. So Chanel, if veterinary medicine doesn't work out, you could probably always get a job at KFC.
Count me in.
All right, Miss Oana was known to me early on because she was one of the people that I entrusted the care of my beloved parrot Patrick to. And they both survived the experience quite well, I feel like, which is good. And here we can see Alana with another group of birds. So she's obviously a bird person as well. She's at one of the turtle center, I believe, right? Feeding some of the birds there. And this photo actually kind of reminds me of some of the ladies in Central Park feeding the pigeons. So, you know, when they're sitting around feeding the pigeons. So I thought it was a very zen looking photo though. I feel like you're just kind of, you got your animals around you. Yeah. All right, and Miss Abby. So Miss Abby was my ClinPath star, okay? So she had actually come from an extended period of time as a tech in clinical practice. And so she knew just enough to be dangerous about lab interpretation, right? So we had many very lively discussions about ClinPath. And here she's shown with two creatures from the island. The one on the left is the rare blue iguana, and the one on the right is the very rare dean of students. And I'm not exactly sure which one looks more threatening. So I'll leave that up to you guys to decide.
The one from Wisconsin.
The one from Wisconsin. I agree, yes. All right, Miss Ashley. So I knew Ashley early on as well because she said she was from Louisiana, and I'm also from Louisiana. So we kind of bonded over that pretty early on. So Ashley and Brian were completely inseparable during their entire time here. And unfortunately for Ashley, that got her in trouble a lot because they were frequently found whispering in the back of the class. Ashley, I know this was not your fault. It was all Brian's fault. And I mean, look how innocent she looks. It could not be her, right? We all agree. All right, Miss Katie Rose. All right, Katie apparently didn't get the gist of what I meant when I said to send a photo. That, you know, it would be kind of characteristic of your time on Cayman. And I mean, come on, it's adorable. And I know your man took it on a vacation together. But I mean, I'll give you that. But unless we have come into an ice age, I don't think that one would find ice skating in Cayman. But it is a very cute picture. And I love your smile, and it's very cute. So fortunately, one of your classmates also provided a photo to send proof that you actually spent some time with them. Miss Serena. So our Serena is another bright star who really loves wildlife, as you can see in these photos. So on the left, we see her feeding a peahen named Peaches and a white-crowned pigeon. And I love the look on her face in the picture on the right because she's kind of like, this isn't going to try to eat my face, is it? I'm not really sure. All right, and Miss Gwen. So Gwen loves horses, apparently, because most of the photos sent in of her had a horse in them. So I'm just assuming that she loves horses. And I also love the photo on the right because she's overlooking the ocean. I think that's at Casanova, if I'm not mistaken. But Gwen, I have a question. Did you actually do any work while you were here? Because nobody sent any photos of you doing any work. All right, Miss Nicole. Here we see Nicole in class. Looking cool, calm, and hydrated. All right, wait for it. Blame Brian for this one. And then we have this photo. I'm not even sure what to say about this photo. I'll just leave it here. And this picture may be even worth more than 1,000 words, none of which can probably be spoken in front of family. So we'll learn about and move on quickly. Okay, so moving on now to some of my observations about the school in general and the experiences that these guys have had is, one of the coolest things about St. Matthew's, not only is it the small class size, right, but it's also the ability for the students to be exposed to so many cool species, right? And so they get, traditional species like we've kind of already talked about, dogs, cats, and rabbits, and some of those things. But also things like the ones that are protected, like blue iguanas, for example. So I just wanted to show some more representative pictures of the different species that these guys have had a chance to work with. So obviously horses and bunnies and rays, which is a really cool experience, and cattle and dolphins. And Serena, I'm sorry, but you don't look excited at all about that dolphin. You look like really depressed to be called. And then unfortunately, I didn't get a picture of the actual sea turtles, but these guys are helping out with a sea turtle release. So that's another thing that the students get to be involved in, is an annual release of the sea turtles. All right, however, they're still wondering where the baby tigers and sloths are. Because if you go to the Instagram page for St. Matthew's University, it actually says that you will have an involvement with these types of exotic animals. So you really can't believe everything that you see on Instagram these days. No lie, not kidding. All right, so here's my kind of parting words of wisdom to you guys. This is kind of, I know that Dr. Shields is going to have a lot to say about your next few years going into clinics and as a clinical vet. Well, I haven't been a clinical vet for over 20 years now, so that's not really my area of expertise. But I have had the privilege, and I'm very grateful to have been able to have different types of careers as a veterinary pathologist, and I was in practice for a while first. And so I'm able to kind of look back and maybe give some words of wisdom, if you will. I put those in quotes. But always have a plan, have goals, but always being open to modifying, whatever your plan may be. And I've learned this from experience. Never say never. Never say, I will never do that, because you never know what might happen to make that appealing to you guys down the line. And then, as you guys probably already know, always look for opportunities to network with others, because you never know how meeting a person in the future may lead to a job down the road or something, other opportunity for you guys. Every experience is valuable. So even if you're miserable in the experience that you're in at that moment, think about it. Okay, it's a learning experience. I'm going to take it with me. I'm going to learn from it. And also know when it's time to change gears and move on to the next chapter in your career, because I don't think anybody stays in the exact same job from the time they graduate high school until the time that they retire. And don't be afraid to take risks. Some of the best jobs, including this one, that I've ever had have been from just taking a risk, and sometimes you just have to hold your breath and jump off the cliff and hope that it all works out. And just remember too to enjoy the moment, because it is the journey, not the destination. I know we say that a lot. It's kind of a cliche, but it's very true. And then just a few more images for you guys. So as you move forward in your career and life, don't forget to cherish the ones you love and enjoy the special moments with the ones you love. And never lose your desire to learn new skills. Keep smiling no matter what. Study hard, and kittens do make it better. Keep your cool. And never stop pushing ahead. Me some days can get. Sorry, I got that off Facebook. And always remember, perspective is everything. So Patrick and I wish you all good luck and happiness on this next chapter of your lives. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. White, for those lovely words and for celebrating all these students. There's one little correction. Victoria, what's the chicken's full name? Is it?
It is Princess O's.
Princess Oats.
They call her chicken.
Awesome. So without further ado, it's time for the coding ceremony. So we're going to have to ask Dr. White to come back and Dr. Charles Dickinson, our head of the clinical sciences department, the guy that with cows.
You do that?
Next time. Don't call me Linnell. Did you tell her not to call me Linnell?
Yeah. You like Patrick? Oh, yeah. Too obvious.
Do you want to stand in front here? Yeah, we're all set.
Are you set? Okay, great. Okay, so what we're going to do is the introduction that I also studied what we're going to go to get for the rotation, and we're going to go in alphabetical order. So as soon as your name is called, go up and get your code. Dr. Dickinson. So the first one is going to University of Minnesota. Sarah Gordon. It's my fault. I didn't. It's my bad. You get a pen too. Is it 4th of where? And next up, going to University of Illinois is Brian Portegara.
That's good. Awesome. Congrats.
All right, bring it up. He's telling me how to pronounce everybody. That's good. Thank you. I need it. Okay, next up, going to Mississippi State University is Elena Chufi.
So presidential.
Next up, going to University of Minnesota is Jackie Cullen. go to my alma mater. His LSU is Victoria's. Next up, going to Iowa State University is Shimon Hill.
Here I come.
I think there's more people in Iowa. Next up, also going to Louisiana. Next up, I'm going to Mississippi. Next up, going also to Louisiana State University.
You guys. Well, not you guys.
No.
Come on, Dr. Dixon, you gotta get in here.
Next up, going to Mississippi State University.
Surgeon.
Never say never.
Never say never. To the University of Next up, going to University of Illinois, our very next one, we have Gwyneth Montemurro.
Start now. Yeah, we have to speech.
Going to University of
Thank you so much, Dr. White and Dickinson, and congrats to you guys. Great job. I knew you'd all do it. Awesome. So at this point, we're going to Miss Brenda O'Leary. Brenda is the president of SAVMA, that's our Student Government Association, and she's to recognize the contributions these students have made to the class body itself.
So as who either serve on the SAVMA board or a class rep during their journey here. But first, I want to address all of you guys as a whole. I'm also a crier, so I kind of don't want to look at you. When I first came here, a lot of your faces were some of the first that I saw. I was terrified. It was, and you guys, zero I don't want you to ever forget the impact that you guys have on the people on the encounter from here on out. A lot of you were TAs, you're involved in different clubs, involved in everything, but that doesn't mean that you have to do the things that you did. You did those because you want to. As a person, you helped give a friendly smile when you felt someone needed it. You got a study tip on an exam that might have kicked your butt, and you wanted to help someone else kind of avoid that. And those are things that medicine needs, and the world is going to be better for all of you moving forward and doing this. So, thank you guys so much for everything you've done for us. The first person I was. Who was the SAVMA secretary while she was here, and that is Katie Rose. The next one I'll call Serena. I was the kind of mom of the whole group for the whole 7th semester she was here. Ashlyn Luther was your class rep.
Thank you, Brenda. Next up, we're going to have Dr. Samantha. The Dean's Award.
Thank you, Dr. Stady. Welcome, everybody. I'm pleased to be able to present 2 awards today. The first award is the Valedictorian Award, which is the award to give it to the students who have high GPA over their entire semester. So for this semester, this award goes to Jackie Cullen.
Good job.
The second award is the Dean's Award, which is 17 years ago. And it is given to the student that not only excels academically, but also gives leadership and service to St. Matthew's. So things like student clubs and volunteer activities within the community, TA, the list goes on and on. Also supporting fellow students, just kind of being an all-around holistically good student. And this semester the award goes to Serena. Yay!
so much, Dr. Shields, and congrats to two very deserving students. All right. Next up, this class is for the class speaker, which is a tradition of ours, the illustrious Katie Rose. Joking, it's not funny, like just laugh. I did practice yesterday and I cried like a little bit. So also if I start to make everyone else just cry, I'll be fine too. First, thanks everyone for being here today. Everyone has supported me and my classmates the past 2 years. Second, if you saw my name in the program and thought, oh, she must be valedictorian to speaking, you see that I'm not, and I was not even remotely in the running. So I'm just really loud. They were like, yeah, you can do it. They probably should have given me a microphone, but here we are. Anyways, myself, along with the rest of my class, greatly appreciate all the effort to be here today, and all the hidden effort done for us over the past 2.5 years. I want my message to reflect on all the memories and bonds we have over 2 years down here. I'm gonna get a little. Okay. We come from all different backgrounds, we have all different personalities, but the one thing that brought us all together is our love for animals and medicine. Animals and medicine, obvious reasons, why we veterinarians, but adventure also when we chose to move to the Cayman Islands for vet school. A lot of us applied to other schools, left projection, we got down a little bit and thinking maybe vet school isn't for us. We all overcame all of that and pushed us even harder to want to, no matter what it took, we're going to achieve our dream and become veterinarian. So then you have an interview with St. Matthews, and they say you can't get loans for vet school. So you're like, okay, maybe I actually can be a veterinarian. So then some of us go home, make a PowerPoint, explain to their dad why you should invest not financially, but your daughter's happy. You can't put a big price tag on that. And it worked. Yay! He's at home watching this, so shout out to Dad. We've dedicated the past 8 months to become veterinarians, and that same dedication will carry us through clinics. While we're going our separate ways and embarking on new journeys, we'll always have memories, good and the bad, that St. Matthews has taught us over the past years. Whether realize it or not, we learn something from each other throughout the whole journey down. We learned wisdom from Jackie. We learned determination from Sarah. We learned positivity from Abby. We learned leadership from Ashlyn. We learned kindness from Lynn. We learned friendliness from Serena. We learned calmness from Victoria. We learned humility from Chanel. We learned versatility from Alana. We learned boldness from Brian. We learned grit from Elena. And most importantly, we learned CSC degree from Nicole. Standing group. From Dr. Littlefield, we have so our first clinical skills lab was Dr. Sading's animals, and we finally felt like many veterinarians doing a physical exam. We all remember our first OSCE and not making sure to miss a single thing. And we definitely remember the behavior lab with Dr. Gaskin, the person that was humping nickel and hazelnut. I think we are all experts at putting goats on collars. Goats on collars. Totally goats. And now, that one was good. I did that one right. Then you get the fourth semester and take on the so thanks Dr. White, they were a little bit brighter. And then fast forward to fifth semester, where the great Dr. Pelzer comes down. I think we all liked him a little more than we liked his exams. And then you get clinical skills clinic, and it's your turn to go to the rabies clinic. And while you're there, one of the vets at the Department of Agriculture asks, have you ever done stand-up comedy? So I guess he was not impressed with my veterinary student skills that day. I said no, but I have spent the past 2 years of my life being trying to be a vet, so thank you for noticing that. We've seen from ranking our clinical schools in fifth semester to taking paid and getting our placement. We sat in first semester so excited and eager to take on vet school. For some of us, including myself, it's been a lifelong dream, and anything else could have even touched becoming a veterinarian. But for some of us, it was the second or third or fourth. Either way, I'm sure we're all this belief that we're here today getting our white coats. We've seen 6 white coat ceremonies come and go, and each one taking us one step closer to ours. We blinked and now it's the end of our 7th semester. My friends and I often talk about how it feels like you live 2 lives. We're here 15 weeks, grind it out, you go home for 2-3 weeks, go back to your normal lives, and it's right back down on the island back. We haven't missed a lot of moments. We birthdays, the weddings, the funerals, and everything in between. But in exchange, we're able to live on a Caribbean island with people that became part of our family. And unfortunately, my family could not be here today. But I look in the crowd and I see people who now consider my family. One of those being my husband, Daniel. Got married last night. When I say that I feel my family's in the crowd today, I mean, but that support extended to parents, their friends, their girlfriends, everything in between. And luckily, I got to live with the wonderful Chanel for the past 2 years. And almost every exam, she would look at me because she got a text from JD saying, "Good luck to you and Katie Rose in your exam." And it worked because we're here. So shout out to Joe David back there. You begin to care for people in a way you never thought you could before during this journey. We've had some of the highest days of our lives and some of the lowest days. Aside from the challenges of vet school, we've gone through breakups, deaths, exam failures, getting evicted, and other challenges that will affect us forever. But we conquered it all as a class together. If we didn't have these challenges on top of partaking in an incredibly rigorous program, we wouldn't be the vet students we are today. And at the time, we find ourselves asking why this happened to us, why we get put through this. They get our white coats, and I hope all of those whys are at peace in everyone's minds, and that everything that life has put us through during our time down here has made us stronger and better than we were. Has gotten us here today and still get us through clinics. Aside from being essentially forced to like each other in the past 2 years, spending pretty much every day together, is a bonus that we actually enjoy each other's company. So while there are many things that brought us down over the years, from being so far, there are even more amazing things. Between going to Coconut Joe's for a rum punch after a not so hot exotics exam, or laying out a government I've here been nothing short of life-changing, and I hope that we think of all the good times in between all the bad when we reflect on our days spent here in Leeward Court. I want to wrap this up by saying I undoubtedly could not have done this without my parents. I'll never be able to thank them enough for their emotional and financial support. So thank you everyone for being here today. Because without all of you, we would not be here. Congratulations. Thanks.
Yes,
I would, as you're talking, I was realizing that a lot of your journeys haven't been straight lines, but I'm just going to be so excited to call y'all colleagues next year. I'll trust you with Asian when we say anything. Alrighty, what do we got next here? Next up is our closing remarks. Dr. Sheila will come back up, and then we'll get you guys up here to the party.
That was amazing. All right, there you are. And congratulations. I just give you a hug after. But I would like to start by welcoming again the family and friends that are here and that are watching from afar. I know even if you were not here, you were here in support and love. And I'd like to say a personal thank you to all of you for that support and that love that you've given veterinarians. It's been really instrumental in their success while they've been studying on island. So thank you to all of you out there. So help me give them a round of applause. Clinics are an extremely exciting milestone in your veterinary career. One step closer to the dream that you've all been working so hard for, that both Dr. Ruth talked about and Katie Rose talked about. And I'm really excited for you guys as well. You're going to be missed, but I'm very excited for you. So as we close this memorable occasion, Let's take a moment to reflect on the significance of the ceremony. Today, each of you has donned a symbol of professionalism, compassion, and dedication. Your journey through your clinical year and beyond will be one of immense growth, challenges, and triumphs. The white coat you wear is not merely a uniform. It represents a commitment to excellence, integrity, and the well-being of animals. So, as you embark on this noble path, remember the words of Mahatma Gandhi, who this is one of my favorite sayings, which is the greatest of a nation as moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. I think that all of you agree with that. In the months and years ahead, you will encounter diverse species, complex cases, and a profound bond between your patients and their human companions. Embrace each experience with humility and curiosity. For it is through learning and empathy that you will become exceptional veterinarians. You're already almost there. Remember, it's truly about attitude. They really do not expect you to know everything. You will be evaluated on your attitude, your commitment, and your teamwork. So remember to show up early, stay late, take every case that you possibly can. I know this before. Ask questions, look up answers, and be supportive to everybody. Everyone has something to teach you, even the technicians, hospital staff, panel staff, fellow students, pass on to that knowledge. Your success in clinics and as a veterinarian really has more to do with your interactions with people than any other single variable. Always remember the privilege inherent in our profession to alleviate suffering, to advocate for those who cannot speak, to be the voice for the voiceless. Let your actions be guided by compassion, your decisions by knowledge, and your character by integrity. As you leave the ceremony and embark on your clinical journey, carry with you the values instilled in you today. Quoting Dr. Carolyn Henry, a former dean at the University of Missouri Veterinary School, when you fail, be resilient. When you succeed, be humble. When you see others struggling, be compassionate. When you've been helped, be grateful. And when you take that first step during clinic in the white coat, take a deep breath and end your life moment. You have worked hard for it and you deserve it. Let your white coat be a symbol of hope, healing, and trust to all those you encounter. Congratulations, I'm not going to cry either. Congratulations to each of you on this significant milestone. May your passion for veterinary medicine continue to advance, and may you always strive to make a difference in the lives of animals and their human companions. We love hearing from you. You hear this all the time. I know I've said it many times. We love getting updates from you. I think we've heard what I taught you about, I heard students, I heard alumni, and I heard from people in clinics, and we truly love getting those emails. I can honestly say that they make all of our days and weeks. And so please don't forget that we're here and keep in touch. Send us an email, let us know how you're doing. And we really look forward to seeing you next year at commencement. I think Dr. Steve and I both this year, today. So, and I was thinking about you as we were booking because I was like, next year we'll be booking tickets to come see you guys at commencement. So, congratulations from my heart. We wish you the best year ahead. It truly is the most amazing year. So, embrace it, enjoy it, love it, and we look forward to seeing you next year. Congratulations.
Today, so congratulations on your time and have fun tonight. And I look forward to hearing about your experiences in rotation. To the underclassmen, make sure all this food goes away after the night.
Here and I'll walk around. Stand back, you're on the back. You guys stay a little bit because that lake can so this way. So what I'm gonna do, yes, look at this chart. I'm gonna put it in half right here, okay? And I want this side to turn left shoulder in, and now you can switch to the right, go like right, and this side, right shoulder in. What do you want to do? And then the last thing is, if you can't see all of me, I can't spell you, so find a hole. Yeah, perfect. Make sure she. Perfect. Okay, facing forward, everybody. 3, 2, 1, move. Great. 3, 2, 1. Good, one more. Yeah. There we go. Beautiful girl.
God. All right. Oh, no, my mother's like,
You almost made me cry. I'm the cute one. So is that?